Okay, let's start with the players. Billy, you have a very wide roster in your team, and everybody's playing about the same time. 24 minutes for you today. Is it normal for you that you don't play more than 24 minutes?
Yeah, that's the way we built the team. With the Euro Cup games and so many finished games, you need, a lot of players to contribute. And the less minutes you play, the more quality you have when you're in the game. Instead of playing 34 minutes and taking the play off here and taking the play off there, we are fortunate to have guys come in and out, which keeps us fresh and makes it tough for the opponents.
Is it a new role for you that you play only 20, 25?
You know what? Recently, as I matured, I started to realize that it's better for me to play less minutes. When I was younger and I didn't know any better, I wanted to play the whole game. But as I got older and realized that I could play less minutes and be more quality minutes and more efficient, it's not a problem for me at all.
You just came back from Serbia.
Yes.
And not so much time to concentrate on the next game.
Exactly.
How hard it is?
It's very tough, to travel. It's physical, but it's more mental, You come from a tough Serbian crowd, tough environment, and then we travel all night, and then we come and you have to get up, and get ready for a very tough team that we played tonight, great players, and it's tough, but Coach gives us proper rest, he gives us proper information on the next teams, and I think we prepare pretty well. Coach does a great job of preparing us.
Any questions? Okay.
All right,
it's okay for them. You can go and stretch.
All right, thanks. All right, Coach.
Later.
Okay, let's continue with Sean. What I've seen, it's very nice for you to be back.
Yes, it's very nice to be back. Was in a situation I felt like I needed to get out of. And that's over it now, and I'm excited to be back with the Vikings and playing this very, very competitive league with teams, with great teams such as the Bisons that we played tonight.
It wasn't, let's say, the most hopeful start for you playing against Bisons.
Right. Well,
you can't find a tougher team in Finland.
Yeah, just my luck that my first game back would be the team that won it all last year and the one that took us out of the playoffs. But I mean that was the plate we was handed. I was handed at least, and we as a team we came out and fought. They played a very well coached team with talented players, and sometimes the ball doesn't bounce in your way, and it didn't bounce our way tonight.
How you compare your first game here for last season games? Is there something different now?
Well, it's pretty much the same. I mean, new year, new challenges, and it's like pretty much all the same players, but different players in different roles now. So it's the same thing as last year. Like first game, you just gotta figure it all out and figure out what you're supposed to do with the new crowd and where you're supposed to be at. I mean, I have the luxury of having a connection with most of the players on the team, most of the Finnish players. I played with them before, and we're good friends. But it's still the same thing, filling each other out, trying to get a rhythm. And once we get our rhythm, we'll get a road.
Suorilta kysymyksiä. Okay.
Thank you.
Good job. Good to have you back.
Thanks.
I'll see you later. Yeah. I'll be there in a minute.
And today we continue with English. I think you're still haven't finished your Finnish lessons. When the game started, I told Mikko that they have only one American in the starting lineup. And Mikko said, but they have 4 national team players.
Yeah.
So you have the luxury with your bench. It's an amazing team in Finland. And how you take it as coach? Is it a difficult situation or is it easy for you?
Well, it's actually a lot more difficult in years past because guys want to play. But I have tried to make it very clear from the first day that nothing is given to you, and minutes are based on practice for the most part. Minutes are based on, performance in practice basically, and that's what we've tried to do. We have to take now into consideration something that's new for me is, with the travel, it can take a big effect on guys. So yeah, it's nice to have the depth that we do. I'll never complain about that, but it is more challenging to keep guys kind of focused and kind of the carrot for the rabbit. Keep guys challenged and just focused all the time. But tonight I was real pleased with the start that we had. That's always a concern for me.
You're leading 2-13 in a couple of minutes.
Yeah. So that was big because I think once Vilpas settled in, it was a much different ball game, and it was basically a tie for the rest of the 3 quarters. So hats off to Vilpas, to Coach Tupamäki here. We just got off to a good start, and otherwise I think Coach will be pretty satisfied with the effort other than maybe the start of the game.
Can you tell us how you pick up your American players? You have 5 players, and you can play only with 3.
Yeah.
What is who is coming against you, or?
No, well, it's very easy. Ralph Sampson is here just for Euro Cup. He's basically a guy that we have that just wants to be here, and we've given him the opportunity. He just wants to work hard and practice, and so his role is specifically defined. So that basically leaves 4 guys, and we maybe with Justin's had some injury issues, so we're trying to be very careful with him, not to overdo it. So that's the main thing with him. But last week,
easy decision to you today.
Yeah. It was pretty straightforward with who we were going to play. Decided to start Kale tonight because we're trying to get him going. He's been struggling a little bit. I don't even worry about shooting the basketball. I know that'll come, but more defensively. And so that was a change today that I did specifically just to try to get him going.
If I had to pick up one player from your team, I think Antto was great today.
Yeah, he was. He was very good. He was, when he's shooting the ball like that, it's like a added bonus for what he's doing. But he's starting to pick up what we're doing. I think he's finding things a lot easier. He's really taking the leadership role that we really want him to have. Yeah. And I've tried to put a lot of responsibility on him for him to call things, not looking over at me. I think he's still used to kind of having coach call a lot of sets, and I don't want to do that. I want to put responsibility on him so he grows more. And Billy's been a big help for that too as well.
Onko Rekiltä kysymyksiä tässä vaiheessa? Okay, Mikko. Today, first quarter was the worst with Vilpas. After that, it was quite even.
You can speak Finnish if you want.
Big difference after that.
I don't know. Onko väliä? Ollaanko kohteliaita vai mennäänkö englanniksi vai suomeksi? Okay, yeah, they said so I can. I mean, I think it's reasonable because you want to know what I say, so I don't talk bad. I don't badmouth here. First of all, well, the first quarter, I mean, we didn't really even play that bad, even in the first quarter. I mean, I think we played decent defense. Most of the shots that they had to take and make were, against the hand, but you have great shooters, they make those shots, and that's what I tried to tell my players, that got to try to make them put the ball on the floor if they find the rhythm. But we just couldn't buy a bucket in the first quarter. That's what it came down to. We could not hit our shots. We got a couple of pretty good looks in the first couple of minutes, but that was basically after that. But the best thing about this game was that we were able to maintain our defensive intensity, say 35 minutes, 36 minutes. Of course, some lapses here and there, but defensively it wasn't bad. I feel that, you know, Bisons had to, you know, take a lot of shots later the shot clock, but fortunately unfortunately for us, they made their shots. You know, Mikko Koivisto made a couple of very, very tough three-pointers. Billy Keys made a couple of tough shots. That's the nature of the game. You got good, experienced players. You know, in clutch moments, they make big baskets. And
okay, you have a new guy in the team, Sean Atupen. Started yesterday one practice, and I just told before the game started to correct that it was nice to watch the practice. Coach was smiling, players were smiling. What new he's bringing to the team?
I can't say enough about him. First of all, he changed the whole how would I say atmosphere in practice, in everything. A guy that, you know, with one practice, you know, probably knows the plays better than our two other Americans, and I'm talking about plays that he hasn't been running. That tells a lot about him. Does a lot of things that probably don't show in the you know, scoreboard. Has to play. You know, he was without sleep for 2 days. When he came in, because he had to wake up early in the morning. Came in one practice, had to play against probably the best two interior defenders and offensive rebounders in the whole league, in Ryan McDade and Tuukka Kotti, and you know, was the best rebounder in the game. Was definitely the most important player by far for us. You know, our defense, our team defense is so different when we have a guy like him. The things that we try to do, for example, on our ball screen defense, I think we did a fairly decent job on our ball screen defense for first 30 minutes. In the last 10 minutes, we got a little tired. It was, you know, they made a couple of shots and we kind of got a little sloppy in certain situations. Other than that, it was the best so far. And like I said, one practice with this group, so that tells a lot. And you know, he's gonna be huge for us in a lot of ways. His value is more than points and rebounds, and it's you know, one of those guys that just makes a team better. One of those guys that makes a team better.
If you take one player from Vilpas, it's Ilmari Kallio today, 11 points.
Oh yes, I mean, we've been talking with Ilmari a lot about coming into a game and thinking defense first. Not thinking about the offense will take care of itself, and also not trying to do too much. You know, knowing what are the situations that he can you know, look for his shots, and you know, with him is just learning to make the right decisions. And it really brought us defensive energy, intensity, hustle, and you know, obviously was the only one basically hitting shots today. Well, Joe was scoring, of course, but like otherwise we didn't really shoot the ball that well.
Kysymys.
No ei mä usko. Ei tässä nyt ole mitään kaksi isompaa tappiota, jos puhutaan. Ei niitä nyt ihan älyttömästi ole. Sitten pitää laittaa asioita perspektiiviin. Edellisen pelin jälkeen voi olla pettynyt. Se tapa, millä me pelattiin, ei ollut se, millä voi hävitä. Nyt tähän peliin niin me saatiin ihan hyviä korintekopaikkoja. Pystyttiin pakottaa vastustajan vaikeisiin heittoihin aika monessa hyökkäyksessä. Valitettavasti, kun on riittävän hyviä pelaajia vastassa, niin se ei aina riitä. Mutta tänään niin kun enemmänkin katoin tätä peliä niin kuin positiiviselta kannalta, että mun mielestä me taas otettiin varsinkin puolustuspäässä askel eteen. Varmasti hyökkäyspäässä monessa tilanteessa oli vielä epävarmuutta, kun ottaa huomioon, että yksi kaveri on ollut tosiaan yhdet harjoitukset meillä mukaan. Niin se on niin kuin ihan selvä asia, että mutta päinvastoin. Mun mielestä nyt tästä pitää ottaa niin kuin positiiviset asiat ja mennä eteenpäin. Mä luulen, että se on niin kuin tärkeämpi. Tää on periaatteessa loppujen lopuksi hyvin yksinkertaista hommaa. Yritetään oppia, katsotaan vähän omaa tekemistä, harjoitellaan ja sitten mennään katsomaan, missä me sillä hetkellä menee. Ei tässä mihinkään muuhun kannata keskittyä. Ei kannata keskittyä siihen, että ketä vastaan pelaa. Siis tarkoitan sitä, että onko se nyt kova vai huono joukkue. Mennään sinne ja yritetään tehdä parhaamme ja meidän pojat varmasti yritti tänään parhaansa. En voi siitä syyttää.
Oliko siinä?
Joo. Kiitos. All right.